Hey everyone, and welcome to the brand new Josh.ai app. I'm very excited to show you everything that's new with the app today. So first and foremost, we're seeing a big, beautiful photo. This is for a building called Captain's Quarters in Cape Cod. This is letting me know that we have one shade that's open and the lock is currently unlocked. Down below, Josh is giving me a greeting. It's saying good morning. In Provincetown, it's currently cloudy. And then below that, Josh is giving recommendations of voice commands I might want to try to say. So for example, this is recommending that I can say, what's the weather tomorrow? But Josh is also going to look at what devices I have and what rooms are here, and it's going to be able to make recommendations for voice commands that might make sense in this home. So for example, it's switching over now, saying what time is it in London, but another one that we'll see would be something like open the shades halfway in the living room. So this dashboard is going to adapt depending on what's currently on in the home. So for example, let me show you turning on some stuff. Turn on the lights in the master bedroom and play some music in the living room. And so we see that here Josh is processing this. It's giving me a response.
Your office lights are now
Your
on.
office lights
Now
now
playing
on.
music
Now play
you
music
might like.
And it's saying my office lights because the office is actually the same as the master bedroom in this house, so it's the same space. So now when I go here, we can see that we have 7 lights that are on, music's playing, so this dashboard's adapting. If I tap on that 7 lights that are on, I can always dive in and adjust. So maybe I want to take this desk light and maybe bring it down a little bit so it's not so bright. And then maybe I want to go and adjust these hallway lights and actually bring them up a little bit. So it's very easy to go and adjust the lighting levels using the app. The next thing, we mentioned that music's now playing. So Josh is playing Norah Jones' song Sunrise. I can lower that volume a little bit. I can skip to the next track. And so I've got the ability to control everything either by voice, or I can go and modify it just using the graphical user interface. And now it's switched over and it's playing Fleetwood Mac. So going back here to the home page, if I swipe over, we're seeing the dashboard. The dashboard are devices that I want to frequently access. So I can actually pick what I want on the dashboard. I can rearrange these by doing a long tap, so I can select what order I want these in. And what we're seeing is I have 2 common scenes I use, a meeting time scene, and then a meeting is over scene. So I use those almost every day when I'm at the house. I then have my Sony TV controller, my front door lock, my bedroom Sonos, and my master shade. If I go to the next page, we can see I can navigate by rooms. So I've got my different floors. I can go and dive directly into, maybe the living room, for example. And so in the living room, I can see all the different devices I have. And of course, I can always expand and collapse these floors. So I can open up and see the outside, the basement, or I can go and collapse those so that we don't have to see the rooms that I don't want to look at. On this next tab, these are the control devices for the building. So here we can see I can control devices like my lights and climate, fans, shades, music, etc. And what's great is I can dive right into this and control just using the interface. So video, for example, I can go and turn the TV on, and then if I tap on the 3 dots on the bottom, it actually opens up a full controller. So here the TV's on and the input's set to the Roku Ultra that you see in the middle. I can navigate around by swiping to the right, swiping to the left, swipe down, swipe up, or just tap enter. Then down below, of course, I've got transport control, so home and back, play, pause, fast forward, rewind. Got all these great options. I could even tap on channels, and here I can navigate directly into my Roku channels, so like Netflix, HBO, all of that stuff. And if I want to switch off of the Roku, I can go to my Apple TV, my Sonos, or the Sony TV directly. I'll turn that back off just because I don't want the TV on right now, but it shows you a little bit of how that works. And then if I navigate over here, this is going to be the list of scenes for the building. So again, we can see our meeting time scenes. I have a surround sound demo, my morning music. And what's great is I can always tap on one of these and drag it if I want to rearrange my scenes. Now, one of the great things about scenes is in the Josh app, it's very easy to create new scenes and to change what they do using conditionals. So to show you what that looks like, here on the bottom, if I tap Add Scene, I can go and pick from a list of predefined scenes, or on the top, I can hit Use Custom Name. Now, the great thing about this list is if I already have a good morning scene, Josh is not going to show this as an example. It's going to remove that. But let's go ahead and let's create a movie time scene, and I'll show you some fun stuff that you can do. So let's say we create that scene, you select a photo, and you hit Next. Now what I can do is define what we want this to do. The main TV in this home is in the living room, so maybe when I'm watching TV, I don't want to have a lot of glare from the outside, so I can say something like, how about close the shades in the living room, And we don't want it to be too dark. So let's say, and set the help if I could type, set the living room lights to 25%. And so now when I run this scene, it's going to adjust the shades and the lights, but we can go a step further and we can say, instead of this always happening, maybe we only want this to happen based on certain conditions. So I can say, for example, if it's before sunset and it's, let's say, sunny outside, and I'm just going to make that a lowercase c. So if it's before sunset and it's sunny outside, then it's going to close the shades and adjust the lights. Otherwise, it's going to leave them alone. So I can hit save. This is now going to happen if I tell Josh it's movie time or if I hit this button. But we can now also have this trigger based on certain actions. So for example, this can happen at a certain time. This can happen when a device state changes. This can happen when the weather changes or if a sensor goes off. But what we can do is if we hit the second option, when a device state changes, I can go down and hit video and I can say when the TV turns on. So what this is going to do now is when that TV turns on, it's automatically going to go through this process and decide whether it should close the shades and adjust the lights, all based on that. So you have a lot of really great controls right here from the app. One more thing to show is if I go over here and I change server, we can show you that if I go to this house, Harvey House, which is in Palm Springs, it's going to look very different with a new background, but the app is very familiar, very consistent. Josh greets me by saying good morning in Palm Springs. Expect a high of 99 and a low of 77, so it's quite hot. And then down, Josh is recommending that I might want to say, turn on the media room lights. If I navigate over, I have a different dashboard, different rooms, different devices, and different scenes. And so very easy to have a different interface. And to show you one other example, I can switch over to Beverly Hills. This is a house called Malta Ridge. And again, different photo, different feel. But here, Josh is letting me know I have two thermostats on in home mode. I have a switch on, which if I tap on that, shows me it's the front gate. And so I can see that there's a lot going on here. So very easy to control, very simple interface, and very excited to see what you come up with the new Josh app. So I hope you have a great time, and thanks so much.